Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? I hope this video finds you well. There's actually nobody watching live right now, so if you're seeing this at a later date, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the support that you guys have shown my channel. That BMX video at the time of this is already over 90 likes. That went up in February, so that's 4 months. It's got like 14,000 views. It's an incredible amount of support that you guys have shown me for that video, and I just want to say a massive thank you for that. You checking out this video, it is not going to be the most interesting in the world. In fact, there's no content here at all. Just, I got a little bit bored of not being able to speak up, if you get what I mean. And I don't really have anything particular to say, but just kind of it's annoying when you see people, and I'm talking people of all different groups, like proselytizing for their group. You got energy conservation people, you've got Christians, and of course you've got vegans, and you see them all the time. And normal people, they just like leave them to it, but they all try and make you feel so guilty. They all try persuade you to join their little cult, and I don't know, they get so absolutely offended when you criticize any part of their religion. It might not be a personal attack, it might even just be a question. It's usually more than enough to trigger them. How can you question my beliefs? Rah, rah, rah. This is personal to me. Rah, rah, rah. You know? And I get looked at as the bad guy whenever I stand up for myself. So it's nice to have this channel and this space where I can just hopefully I can share my thoughts a little bit without anybody coming along and telling me that I can't say that because I'm offending X, Y, and Z, or I'm attacking. The most recent one was vegans, so I'd like to just sort of vent that a little bit, I guess. I got told to watch this Cowspiracy, and right from the get-go I was like, look, it's propaganda, I've seen it all before, I'm not interested. Man, she got so offended. She got so I mean, I wasn't being nice about it, to be fair. I wasn't being all nicey. I was just being absolutely blunt. It's like, look, I eat meat. Your choice is your choice. My choice is mine. Leave me alone. Like that's basically it. That's all I was saying. I just didn't want to have a conversation about veganism or whatever. So she tells me I've got to watch this documentary Cowspiracy. It's going to change my opinions on everything. And the first thing I did, obviously, I went to YouTube to look for a copy of it on YouTube, and I couldn't find any actual copy of it. Naturally, I found out later it's on Netflix, so that's why. But what I did find, obviously, was a couple of vegans who were pointing out the statistics that we used and backing them up with evidence, etc. So I knew before I put the thing on kind of what I was in for. Now, look, I repeat, I've got absolutely no problems with vegans being vegans, right? I've got no problem with anybody going off and living their life however they want to live it. But can't they please just show me the same respect and let me live my life the way I want to live it? Why is it that every time I want to eat a beef burger, I have to have these shock videos forced down my throat? Now, I will watch a pig being slaughtered while I cook my bacon sandwich, and I'll still eat it afterwards, right? If you're going to force me to do that every time I want to eat bacon, I've got to watch a pig being slaughtered. I'm quite happy to do that. Well, I'm willing. I'm not happy, actually. That's a poor choice of words. Anyway, I tells the girl, I'm like, okay, I'll go watch your propaganda documentary. And what followed, basically, it is trash. If you haven't seen Cowspiracy, I'm just about to rail about this documentary that I don't recommend anyone watch it. It is an absolute waste of your life. It's horrendous. Any valid points are so deeply like entrenched in just a, a pile of propaganda. There's nothing there. There's literally no information that you can dig out of it. Actually, one of the comments that I made, because I did a quick review as I was watching it, or just my initial thoughts. And one of the comments I made was, this guy really should have made a meme rather than a movie, because there was literally about 5 minutes of content, and he somehow dragged it out for an hour and a half. I mean, the calls to emotion, the virtue signaling throughout, and you know, it was blatantly absurd. There was points in it where, for example, the fishing industry. So he goes in and he talks to a representative, and sure enough, the representative tells him there's obviously economical and ecological, sorry, problems with the fishing industry. We all know this. This is nothing new. He doesn't ask any questions as to, how it got that way, why it is that way, what we can do to stop it. No, his answer was, well, if the world just decided to stop fishing, we could all, the fish could all repopulate. Yeah, it's not as simple as that, you fucking moron. We don't live in a globalized utopian dictatorship where everybody has to follow the rules. We all live in different countries. Does this guy not get that the ocean is like that? It's actually lawless. There are parts of the ocean where there are no laws whatsoever. So what's stopping people from, obviously, the environment doesn't pay these people's wages. They have a job to do. What do you expect them to do? It's really not their fault. It's nobody's fault, you know? This is the way society is. It's tragic and it's fucked up. And it's not just a fucking quick fix. But he doesn't care about any of that, you know? And there's another part in the film where he goes to a farm in America somewhere, and they've got acres. I mean, hundreds of acres of land. I can't remember the exact figures right now off the top of my head, but it was ridiculous. It was like, I don't know, 130 acres per animal kept on the farm. Something absolutely astonishingly large. They had more than enough space, and it was a family-run farm. The kids helped, raising the animals. The animals were all perfectly healthy. They had so much space. They were practically wild. It was honestly beautiful. So he looks at it and he says, well, if we did this for every single animal in the meat industry, then they would require more space than we have in the world. I mean, what a fucking genius. It's just absurd, absolutely ridiculous. No, nobody is suggesting that we give every single animal like hundreds of acres of. Obviously, it's not feasible. This is why we have these battery farms and things. They are born out of necessity. They're not born out of pleasure. Nobody wants to keep cows in fucking, I don't know, chickens in cages is obviously the main one, isn't it? And we've all seen the shocking images. I'm not saying that it's not bad. Obviously, it's not a great state of affairs, but it wasn't anybody's bright idea, is what I'm saying. These things, these systems have evolved over time out of necessity, out of the drive, the economical drive of the whole of society. This is the position that we found ourselves in now. And it's not people eating meat that's the problem. The problem is the law. There are no laws stopping these things from taking place. If there was a law stopping caged hens, for example, then the sheer number of eggs on the market would drop. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter if you wanted to buy eggs or not, they just would not be available. And the world would have to work around that. That's where it starts. You can't just say, oh, I'm not going to buy these eggs. So fucking what? So the supermarket throws out more eggs this week. They still buy the same amount of eggs next week. It's fucking the amount of people who would have to overnight change their diet in order to make any kind of dent, any kind of difference whatsoever is astronomical, and it's just unfeasible. It's not going to happen. They're living in an idealized society, and I'm a realist. I live in the real fucking world. You know, I don't live in some fairy tale where this is the thing. Like, they force me to look at dead animals. These people, they're trying to shock me into changing my dietary behavior, right? And they're forcing these animals on me and saying, "Oh, it's cognitive dissonance. You've got to face these images." And yeah, if I tell them that I'm going to have a ham sandwich, I am somehow offending them. Oh, you can't say that to a vegan. I find that really offensive. It's like, fuck off with your double standard. Do you know what I mean? You've got such a double standard, and it's about time you addressed that. If you can force me to look at dead animals, then I can happily tell you that I'm going to eat one of them. Jesus, work out. I don't know. I don't really care. This is the thing. I honestly don't care. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. I could happily sit with a vegan, not bat an eyelid. They could even preach to me all their bullshit, and I could not bat an eyelid. But I respect people enough to give them my opinion most on the majority of occasions. Unless I meet some dickhead, in which case I'll just keep my mouth shut and wait for him to walk away, and then probably call him a dickhead behind the back. But apart from that, once in a blue moon situation, the majority of people, I respect them enough to say, well, I don't necessarily agree with that, and give them my own perspective. Because they've shared their perspective with me, I'll share mine with them. And when it comes to veganism, my personal perspective is I really don't give a fuck. I enjoy eating meat. I'm always going to enjoy eating meat. So if there are any vegans out there listening to this, you're very welcome to click the link and join the chat or whatever. If it doesn't work, I've no idea if it works or not. Yeah, vegans, they remind me so much of Christians because the reasons that they try use to, like, their own reasons are personal. They're always personal. It's the same with Christians and vegans, right? The reasons that they do it are always personal, and you can't argue with somebody when they're giving you personal reasons. Why do you do it? Oh, well, it's personal to me. All right, fair enough. It's personal to you. End of discussion. And then the reasons that they try to use to persuade you are completely flawed. So obviously, I'll point out, okay, animals are dying, and how does that affect me? They expect that to shock me. They expect me to care, and I don't. Ooh, something weird just happened. That was odd. Random. Wonder who random is. Hello, random. Um, yeah. So, where was I? Oh yeah, I was saying about I'm preaching shit. So they come out with this bullshit. Hello? Oh shit. Something happened then. Something different happened. Oh, it's Random Ben. Hello, Random Ben. I can't hear you, dude. I'll just keep talking while you sort out your chat or whatever. So, yeah, basically, I think they're all talking bullshit. And when I challenge them on their opinions, they never seem to have any decent backup. They always just get emotional about it and get pissed off. Anyway, we'll try see what's going on with Ben here. You are making clicking noises.
I think you just couldn't hear me because I wasn't speaking.
Aha! Hello, dude. How are you doing?
Yeah, right, man, what's up?
Not bad. Not much. Just kind of venting about fucking vegans at the minute, dude.
Yeah, man, I've been listening on YouTube.
All right, fun times. Seriously, did you see the situation on Facebook?
Yeah, man, I read it all. Thought it was quite entertaining.
Really good.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good. I'm glad someone found it entertaining. My work here is done. For anyone who doesn't know, this whole episode went on pretty much on Facebook. So it was a mad rant on it. I was up till 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, man. It was certainly a long read.
So what do you think about the whole situation then? Do you give a shit about vegans or anything?
I have a similar perspective to you, man.
Yeah,
They can do what they want, but just leave me to it.
exactly, man. You know, they can fucking eat anything they want. I've never stopped them. Fucking hell. What can you do, eh? What can you do? So what you been up to? Anything or nothing?
Not much really. Just
Chilling.
chilling.
Cool. Been anywhere new?
Yeah,
Exploring
man.
or anything? Yeah.
Loads of new buildings, loads of new clients.
Cool, man.
Certainly ones that have made me shit my pants.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's
The whole of Town Roof.
oh
That's
yeah.
been done now. And there's
Sick.
loads of there was one where there's about by a fence over House of Fraser, in between House of Fraser and something else. And I ended up hanging over the high street, getting around this fence.
Fucking
I
hell.
know, yeah, man, it was insane.
Yeah, nice one. I've still got loads of those videos for the Fireflies to upload. Like, just need
Yeah,
to
man.
edit it, man. Hours and hours of footage that just needs to go through and edit. Serious.
Seriously, though, man. Like, if we started filming again now, we'd have so much more interesting footage.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that was child's play compared to what you're doing
Yeah,
nowadays. Still spinning?
still spinning, man. Recently broke my chucks, but
No shit.
shit breaks. I've still got
Yeah.
notes here that I can use. So,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
but yeah, man, still spinning loads, still advancing.
Good stuff. The chuck off is on the 11th of July, I believe.
All right, yeah, man, we should get some filming done for it.
Yeah, sweet, sweet. That'll go over anybody who's seen this. That'll go over onto my main channel, which is LOST6001, and I'm not going to put a link in the description. Fuck that shit. But yeah, no shit. We should definitely get that filmed because reasons. Any holidays or anything booked or anything planned for the
Not
summer?
nothing
No.
crazy. A load of festival performances with Misfits.
Oh shit!
So,
Nice one.
yeah, man, like doing a load of nunchuck routines in a few of them. So
Fucking
crazy,
sweet. Do you do
crazy that
like?
that's happening.
Yeah, man. That's proper step in the right direction, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
exactly
man.
what you wanted. So, what do you do? Like a set routine then, or do you freestyle it, or what?
Well, I think I'm gonna do a set routine. I did that one nunchuck performance where I borrowed
Yeah.
your chucks, and that was the only performance that I actually did with chucks, and then I just freestyled it.
Yeah,
But
man.
I reckon I'll put a bit more of a routine together because I've got so many different lines and combinations and moves now. If I just freestyled, I'd end up just repeating like you normally do.
Did you get that contact move down that I did on my last video?
No, chucks broke before I could try it.
Oh no way! It's
I don't
actually
really want to do it with oak chucks because I can already see the neck pinches.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You did right there. I mean, to be fair, it is quite a nice little move. Like when you do it, it rolls down your arm, pretty neat. It feels fairly natural, so it won't
I just
take.
want it to look proper flowy, proper sweet, man.
It does, man.
Stick
Yeah,
to that kind of style.
it'll look like. I mean, it'll take you like literally 5 minutes to to feel it.
Yeah, I've still got that kind of thing where I can pick stuff up
Yeah.
intensely fast. I've got a kendama coming tomorrow. That's
All
going to
right.
be a new line.
Cool,
It's
man.
like the Japanese egg and cup thing with a spike on.
Yeah, I seen a few of them around town. There's quite a few people messing
Yeah.
about. Some guy was flipping it. They was doing, down at Kent Street.
Oh yeah.
They was playing skate and doing the kendam thing at the same time. It's a bit
It's
weird.
become quite popular, and that's why like I've had to go with a few of them because I know a few people with them,
Yeah.
and I just thought this seems like quite an addictive little thing, something that I can practice at school without them kicking off as well because
Oh yeah, of
they've
course.
managed to kick off about everything. No boy, no Diablo,
Fucking hell.
nothing, man.
The the proper
I've gone
strict, I
through
think.
about 20 seconds now because that's something I can practice in school.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking crazy. They're so authoritarian at that school.
Yeah, man, it's insane.
I don't know. Fucking funny. I mean, when it comes to nunchucks, I can't really blame them. You know.
Yeah, man. But I mean, it wasn't like I was hitting people with it or anything.
No, no, definitely not.
I was just like spinning them at the time, and then there was just like shouting at me and like pointing the police at me and shit. And I was just like, I just wanted to show off.
Just having fun, guys. Chill out. No wonder there's so many youths running around like hanging out outside shops and loitering and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, makes me giggle. So you've been on the Google Hangouts before then? You ever done this shit before?
No, I didn't even realize it existed. I thought the YouTube live stream was something like you just use the live chat on YouTube, but you said something about vegans clicking the description in the description below, clicking the link in the description below, and I was like, hey, what? There's a
Yeah,
link. What's going on?
yeah, man, nice one. It's all linked together. I think they still have the YouTube live stream. In fact, they definitely have the YouTube live stream still, just direct on a YouTube. But
Yeah, man, that's what I found. It was in my sub box.
yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I like it.
Yeah, it works a lot better than I expect it to, coming from Google Plus.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's weird. Usually I've come in here and just well, I don't come in this particular one. This is the first time I've hosted, but you know, I found out about the Google Hangouts through the Christian community because there's loads of them. Which is quite fun.
How's BMXing going then? You still progressing with that, still hitting Kent Street and stuff?
I've had about 3 weeks just literally off the bike, which has been torturous. I was so ill for 2 weeks. I've had
Oh
this
man.
major headache. It destroyed me. I really felt ill, and because I felt so ill, I wasn't eating, and because I wasn't eating, I'm now super weak. So I've been out on my bike a little bit, but I haven't got down to Kent Street yet. Do you know what I mean? It's like starting again.
Yeah, man. I know what you mean when you're out of practice or something. It can take a while to get back into the knack of things.
Does, don't it, man?
That just reminded me of one of the comments at the end of it where you just like listing what all the meat you was gonna eat that day. I read that, I just couldn't help but laugh. I just thought that's quite funny. They just made me laugh. The original thing about you leaving your standby light on your TV because they're just flying planes around for levels. I thought that was funny.
Nice one. Oh, thank God. Because, you know, the comments that I got back on it, I was like,
Yeah, everyone
okay.
was just like, "Oh, you're a dick." I was like, "I'm gonna." He's just trying to be funny. Keep it.
Thanks, man. Who could take an opinion on a standby light seriously, for fuck's
Yeah, I
sake?
know. Like, of all the things, like it was dead obviously a joke.
Thanks, man.
Like,
Serious.
like war veterans, veganism.
Yeah.
It just got so crazy so quick. I was just like, oh man.
Well, thanks for backing me up, you cunt.
Yeah, I didn't really know where to slot in. Reading
No.
a lot of it, I like lost track so quickly, man. Like with
Yeah.
all the different arguments getting thrown around and all the different points and all the sorts of different random stuff getting thrown in there. And there was like personal attacks and I'm triggered and oh man, it was insane. Like I couldn't follow it, so there was no way I could try and like
Yeah.
input.
Understandable, man. It did go super quick. It was just like a barrage.
As I was reading it, it kept coming up with Johnny and one other person commented. Johnny and one other person commented. By the time I got to the bottom, it had gone from this like insane, properly like angry argument kind of thing to why don't they have italics? Like, I don't like using caps lock, and you'd just gone to discussing that, and I'm just like, wow,
There were moments
that's
throughout.
that's changed. The,
Yeah.
the mood of that changed quickly.
there was moments throughout the conversation when I thought to myself, "Oh, finally she's calmed down. We can have a reasonable discussion." And then it was just immediately back, you know, snapping at me. Oh, you don't care about animals and you don't care about the environment and all this. And it's like, obviously, I'm going to have a go at you if you keep saying things like that.
Yeah.
I keep animals. I fucking love animals. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, what can you do? Fucking hell. So yeah, then I did the cowspiracy thing, and she had a go at
I
me
heard
for
you ranting about that.
she had a go at me at the bottom of my notes that I wrote on my wall. She came in like, "This is a blatant attack on veganism." How's it an attack? It's on my
More of
wall.
an I'd say.
Yeah. If anything, I was defending myself. But anyway, yeah. She's not
Well,
the only
it's
vegan
happened
I know.
now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it has. And honestly, thank you for clearing that up because I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was the only person that found that funny.
I reckon quite a few people did, but you know,
They kept their
like,
mouth shut.
yeah, you just think, oh, that's quite funny, and carry on scrolling, and then they probably won't see that ever again.
Yeah.
They don't see this huge argument going on. I just like looked at the comments because I was like, what could be commented on this? Is someone just finding it funny? And then I saw something like 85 replies, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Facebook
man.
ban.
It was. It was a bit like that. I don't fucking know. I think it's mad. And obviously, I'm into this whole debating situation where I realize that everybody on the planet has different views and opinions. And I like to share and discuss. And, we'll all grow as people. We'll all learn more about humanity by taking each other's opinions into consideration and whatever.
Yeah, man,
And
like, everyone's got a different perspective. Like,
yeah, exactly. And the more perspectives you look at, the more you understand about humanity, in my
yeah,
opinion,
man.
anyway. But she was just taking it all so personal, like she was the only vegan in the world or something. Like I was personally attacking her. Like, no.
One part I remember was that she was only taking it personal because she was your cousin or something. I was like,
Yeah.
you either take it personal or you don't. It doesn't really matter what the relation is.
Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, what? Am I supposed to just let you get a free pass because I'm related to you? How does that work? Like, what?
I
You
feel a
know?
bit bad because I don't even know this person. I'm just like
Slagging her
debunking.
off.
Yeah, in a way. Like
Yeah,
she might be a really nice lady. I don't know.
she really is. In all honesty,
I
there's
don't just got
nothing
a
wrong with her.
bad impression.
Yeah, it was just a sad situation, really, and obviously a side of her that I've never seen before, and probably a side of me that she's never seen before. So
Oh well, I enjoyed reading it. So
good, man. I'm glad it was at least entertaining. that's that's the main thing. Because what's Facebook for if it's not supposed to be entertainment?
well, that's it.
Well, she's far from the only vegan I know. I've got another vegan, and obviously I posted that meme, the picture that says, "Did you see the picture of the cow?"
Uh, Possibly. You'll have to remind me.
All right, bear with me 1 second. I'll see if I can do this. Do do do. Just whipping up my Facebook right quick. Ah, shit! I've got fucking things flying at me now. It's summer when you get insects flying at your face.
Oh man, I managed to get insect bites on the bottoms of my feet, and it's the most uncomfortable thing ever.
How on earth did that happen?
A slackline, like I bought a slackline and started getting good at that. So I have my socks and shoes off when I'm doing that. So I think that's when it happened.
All right, fair enough.
I'm off the slackline at the moment because I broke it doing flips off it.
Well, you
But
got
it
you
was
got
just
to test
it's
it.
just a latch that broke. So my mum's boyfriend can just get a new latch
Oh,
because
that's good.
the same things they use on lorries.
All right, 1 second. I am nearly there. Um, Max capacity. That's the one. Problem with having two profiles. If anybody wants to follow me on Facebook, it's /JONNY6001. Accept all friend requests. That's not max capacity. That's the other one. Just in case you were wondering, Ben.
You've
Because
got so many, I lose track.
yeah, man. There's some that I always share friends on, and there's some that I just never do. There it is. Okay, I found the picture, so I'll just make that big, and then I'll figure out how to screen share this shit. Share. Present to everyone. So can you see that?
Yeah, why is this happening? Oh yeah, I did see that actually.
Right. So my
Because you're
response to
not
that
vegan.
is it's happening because there's no law against it. It don't matter whether I personally
Yeah, I
am
read
vegan or not.
I read that thing. I
Yeah,
just remember reading it.
that's not her that shared that. That was another vegan. And the only reason I did it was to prove the point that it's a barrage. You know what I mean? It's not just a one-off thing. We're getting, as meat eaters, we get attacked for this on almost a constant basis. It winds me up eventually, you know.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean.
Keep coming back to it. Have you anything about society pissing you off these days more than any other bit?
Uh, same old school bullshit. The necessity of GCSEs
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
the education system has always been your big
Yeah,
one.
because I don't have to put up with it for so much.
It's fucking. It is. What is it? 11 years of your life. It's a
Yeah,
long
it's a
time.
ridiculous amount of life. I did a rant a while ago, and it was like it was how much time school, like how much time I'm actually in school. I have a 15-minute walk to school, so that's half an hour. I'm expected to do this much homework for these subjects, this much homework for these subjects. I do these co-curricular clubs, and literally just added up and tallied all the time that I'm
Yeah,
supposed to spend for school, and it was something like 27 hours a day or something like that.
27 hours a day.
No, it wasn't that. It was don't know. It was just. It was. I think it was 23 hours or just over 23 hours. And I was like, you've literally got half an hour to breathe.
Yeah,
School expects you to.
that is absolutely mad when you put it like
But I
that.
did.
And
Logically, I did like deduct things for like, oh, well, recommended 7 hours of sleep and stuff like that. Went to all that off.
yeah, and
But yeah,
obviously eating as well.
yeah, stuff like eating. But I didn't. I didn't add up eating and stuff. I left all that out. It was literally just sleeping, getting ready, school, what I'm expected to do for school.
Fucking
And
crazy.
yeah, man.
That is insane. I mean, obviously, I assume you're doing your coursework now as well, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Year 11, so this week and all last week was all mock exams.
Fuck mock exams, man.
Yeah, man.
I so took the piss out of some of those mocks. Have you done religious
Oh, do you know?
studies? Go on.
Nah, I dropped that. I dropped modern foreign languages as well.
Nice.
But yeah, I just went to the one of the deputy heads. There's like 9 million of them, but I went to one of them. Just like I'm failing modern foreign languages. I don't want to take one. Just put me in more science because I can do that. And I was like, yep.
Really?
So yeah, at least I was alright about that because I
Yeah,
was
man.
just I'm not going to do that. It's just a waste. I'm just trying to do something I'm going to fail at.
At
I don't,
least I understood
I
that.
don't want to succeed at it, man.
You
Like,
know, in all honesty, and I know this is probably going to fall on deaf ears, and it's too late anyway if you're in year 11. But in all honesty, when I was at school, I did not give a flying fuck about French. Like it didn't bother me, and obviously, growing up for many many years, I thought, why would I ever give a shit about learning French? And then I went to France, and you know how quickly my mind changed, how much I regretted not learning that language. You know,
however, I see a lot of posts of this because obviously I've got a lot of people in my year. There's
uh-huh.
so many posts about how many people have taken 3 years of a language and yet still can't speak it. The way they
Yeah,
teach you it, they will not make you fluent in the language. They will not make you be able to properly speak and understand it.
you know
They're
what?
just gonna give you the like structure to pass the exam because that's all they want to do. That's all they need to do to get paid.
That is
That's
actually
literally it, man.
that is it. That's 100% accurate. I'm not even gonna deny that for a second because everything that you just said is pure spot on. The little French that I did know when I was in France was literally useless to me. So everything that I had learned in the class was actually useless. So yeah, you're dead right.
I took 2 years of French. Oh no, was it 2 years? 3 years of French. Sorry, and I could have chosen to take two more years, but I was like, no, not gonna do that, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna start a new language either because that's just gonna fail just as bad. So I was like more science, but anyway, yeah, I took 3 years of French, and I remember fromage, which was cheese, and
Yeah.
I remember what's your name, and I remember how to introduce myself.
Yeah.
Thank you, but I think I already had that anyway.
When you
Could
say when you introduce yourself, they'll obviously teach you it like je m'appelle, won't they?
yeah,
Yeah, it's not that. In French, they don't say my name is, they say I'm, the same as we do. So it's like je suis. I'm like je suis Johnny. I'm Johnny. That's
yeah,
basically what that means. So even the French that they teach you is robotic, and it's absolutely fucking
yeah.
useless,
I've
really.
got a friend that loves languages, man. Like he's just taught himself German, and he
Cool.
was saying that he was talking to one of his German friends, and she was repeating some of the questions she got on her English exam,
Yeah.
and he said that one of the questions was take this sentence and turn it into a polite sentence, and it was giving you an English sentence, and the sentence was, "Could you please pass me the salt, thank you?" And then it was like, make that into a polite sentence or something along those lines. It was like,
Right.
we don't speak like that for a start, and that's already extremely polite. How are you meant to like improve that? So when
Exactly.
the other things, it's just like stupid.
That is weird. I've never heard that. When I was in at the festival, I mean, bear in mind it was a big European festival, so there was people from all the different European countries, and obviously the only way they could communicate each other was with the universal language, which is English, because they all learn English. So there's people from France, there's people from Germany, Spain, all over Europe. They're all in this one place. They're all speaking English, and I actually am English, and I can't understand a single one of them because the type of English that they were speaking was not real English. Do you know what I mean? It was broken English, and yet
Yeah,
they could understand each other perfectly. It was really weird. It was
I
surreal.
imagine that's what it'd be like if you actually managed to remember some of the stuff in French class and went to try and speak it in France. I imagine that's what it'd be like for them.
Yeah, you're probably right. Just like real French people would be looking at us like, what are they even saying? That doesn't make sense. And yet we could understand each other perfectly, kind of thing. I'm really annoyed by this insect, man. It's a daddy long legs and it's pissing me off.
The flame ones,
Yeah, man. Just fucking
crazy.
floating about in my face, like taunting me, asking me
They're
to kill
proper
him.
loud as well, aren't they? The
It's-
weirdly loud little buggers.
They just move around so freakily.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to know your opinions and stuff on anyway. The
What's that?
recent EU referendum.
Oh, how could we not talk about the referendum?
Yeah,
I am a non-voter, and I'm probably the only person you're ever going to meet that's going to say I'm proud to be a non-voter.
I said, like, because my mum and her boyfriend, they went and voted just for the sake of it, kind of thing, just because they had a vote and wanted to use it. But they both made sure they balanced each other out so that they didn't have an effect just because they wanted to vote, just because they
Uh,
wanted to, like, because apparently if no one votes, then you won't get the option to vote in the future, was the way they explained it to me. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, fair play.
um,
But I was just like, why have you done that? Why did you just not vote at all?
that is weird. Do you know what I mean? That's actually really weird. I had no idea about this. If no one votes, then we won't get a chance to vote in the future. I think it sounds like a reference to the fact that if we were European citizens, we don't get to vote in the people who are in charge of the EU. Did you know about this? Oh
I have not followed politics at all. I'm
no,
not of an age to vote. It's not something that particularly interests me.
and
It's not
and you,
something I can have an effect on. It's probably not something that I'd even notice if I didn't want to.
no, exactly, yeah.
I only just hear about it just because it's winding everyone else up. Although, with the little knowledge I do have of it, I had a really stupid cover teacher that was literally freaking out, and she was like, "We've left the EU. Does that mean we've got no war allies? Oh my god, ISIS are going to bomb us. I'm not off to Cleethorpes tomorrow. They're going to bomb Armed Forces Day." And was just
What?
like freaking out and just being. She's a drama teacher, so
Oh,
no
fair.
problem. But she was just like freaking out and being proper like stupid. And I was just like, oh, what, how are you a teacher? How are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, especially in England. I would have hoped that we had higher standards than that, but apparently not. Well, there were good arguments on both sides, and from what I could tell, everything that the Leave side was saying had a refutation on the Remain side, right? So the Leave side was saying things like, we'll have more money for the economy. And the flip side of that was the money that we're sending to the EU is essentially getting spent on British things, right? So, for example, the administrative laws like the Humber Bridge, sorry, the Humber Bridge uh, bridge toll is set by the EU, right? They deal with that. It's an administrative law, and that's what we're paying. We pay like a membership into the EU, and that's part of the deal. So the fact is that, well, the facts as I understand them is that for every £10 that we send to the EU for them to deal with our administrative laws, it would cost England £100 to do the exact same job, because what the EU does is it deals with everything on bulk. It's dealing with all the different administrative laws from all the different countries as a bulk, and therefore it's cheaper because it's doing it all at once. Whereas we'd have to take each individual case individually, and we'd be paying somebody, and we don't even get to vote that person in, really. The way our voting system works, it really doesn't matter to me that we didn't get to vote the EU people in, but obviously that is an opinion, and everybody is very welcome to have a different opinion on that, you know. But my whole reason for not voting was the fact that they just didn't give us enough information. They made it sound so much like propaganda. It came out of nowhere. They didn't explain why it was such an important decision to have at this time. What the hell was going on? I didn't understand any of it. It just came out of nowhere, like they were trying to pull the wool over our eyes, like they were trying to hide us from something else that was going on. It freaked me out more than anything.
Whenever anyone asks me about it, these facts could be a complete bullshit, and one of them I definitely know isn't true anymore anyway. Whenever
Right.
someone was like, oh, do you want to stay or do you want to leave? I just replied with, if we leave, we don't get magic stars anymore, and Lego prices skyrocket, so what do you think? But we still get magic stars.
Oh,
So
good.
it did have a label on it saying not to be sold outside the EU, but that's been changed because I spent Brighton, so you know.
Not to be sold outside the EU. Love it.
But yeah, I think Lego's imported or something, so the price of Lego will go up. Don't
Will
know.
it really? Is that actually true?
That could be
Like
complete bollocks, mate. That could be complete bollocks. That's just something my friend's saying.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for the price of Lego. See how it changes. I love it. I love stuff like that. It really doesn't matter whether we stay or go. At this stage, most people, because of the vote, believe that we're definitely going to leave. That's not actually true. The vote was just to see where the public lay on the situation. There's no law to suggest that they have to go through with it. But either way, now that David Cameron stepped down, nothing's going to happen for the next 3 months.
Did you
So
see what was spray painted on Cleethorpes Promenade before David Cameron came?
no, what?
Someone had spray painted across, the like walkway bit that like train drives across, that mini mine train thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's been spray painted David Cameron shags pigs and fuck the army just before armed forces day.
Oh my god. It wasn't still there, was it? They managed to get rid of it.
I don't know. I was meant to be there with the misfits, but no one contacted me.
Oh, well done.
I'd hurt my neck on the slack line, so I just thought, I'll just stay in bed.
Yeah, I did the same.
I was dog sitting, so when the Red Irish came, I went and stood in the garden and watched the Red Irish for a bit, but
That's pretty cool.
that was it.
I don't have a choice when it comes to any aeroplane. They fly right over my fucking house. So that's what actually spurred on the status update. It was just a giant aeroplane going over my house. So I had to say something, you know what I mean? I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad everybody had a good day on Armed Forces Day. It's good to know that Cleethorpes has still got a bit of a sense of humour. And in all honesty, when it comes to the EU thing, I think the worst part about it is David Cameron stepping down without starting the ball rolling, as it were. There's a thing called something 20. I've forgotten what it's called. Proclamation 20 or something like that, and that's what's got to be called in order for us to start leaving the EU. And even then, it can take up to 2 years. But while we're in this state of limbo, in the next 3 months, while we're waiting for somebody else to either make the decision or not make the decision, no international businesses are going to invest in England. It's just not going to happen because nobody knows if we're staying or going and how that's going to affect the businesses. So for the next 3 months, England is pretty much fucked.
I'll be alright.
Yeah, you won't mind.
It's not going to affect me at all.
It won't affect you now. I'm hoping that it won't have any effect on your future. But, you know, over the next 3 months,
If it
we'll
does,
see.
I can always move. I don't know.
If as long as you do it while we're still members of the EU, I think we're fine. Yeah. Once we leave the EU, you won't be able to move. I don't know. It's all fun and games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, man, it's 10 past midnight, and my parents are going to bed, and I don't want to be too loud or anything, so I'm going to
Yeah,
call this one here.
my parents are already in bed, so yeah, I'm trying to be quiet.
I noticed you were trying to be quiet, so no worries there.
Right, catch you in a bit, man. It's been fun
Yeah,
chatting. If
you
you do
too.
this one, I quite enjoy it. Quite enjoy
Cool.
listening to your point of view on shit.
Cool, man. You too. You too. It's always fun talking to you, and I'm well up for doing it again in the future. I'll send you a link next time I do it.
Yeah, man, sounds good. Catch you in a bit.
All right, have fun. Nice chatting with you. Bye. And bye, everybody else out there. Have fun.